What's going on, everybody? GemMint here, and today we've got something special. Huge shout out to Dynamite Entertainment for sending some advanced copies of The Boys Omnibus Volumes 1 through 3, completing the whole series. We're going to do a deep dive review of the books. We're going to look at the construction, what they collect, the art, talk some about the story, and then I'll come back and I'll talk about the release dates and what's going on with the Kickstarter. With that being said, let's jump into it. Alright guys, the cover of Volume 1 shares the cover for Issue 1, which is an homage to NWA. Now the first thing I want to do is compare this to a standard size omnibus. Alright, now the Death and Return of Superman omnibus is much thicker than the Boys, but it's the same trim size as far as the height and as far as the width this way. Here we can see how they match up sitting next to each other, and this is how they would look on your shelves. So the Boys will fit in lovely with your Marvel and DC Omnibus collection. Opening the dust jacket, we can see they do have matching spines and thumbnails of the issues that they collect on the back, and they each retail $100. The inside of the dust jacket gives us a biography on the Boys, showing what it collects, which is the first 30 issues, and a biography on the creators, Garth Ennis and Derek Robertson. All of the volumes have a all-black hardcover with a blood splatter, with similar spines, and just black on the back. Let's go ahead and open her up. We have white cover pages. You have a kind of bloody file. Here's the credits, the creators, the content. So it gives us the arcs. Tells us what bonus material is collected. And then boom, jumping into the Boys Issue 1. So the reason why this is such a big deal is because it's the first time that this story has been collected in an oversized omnibus format. Now, when I first stumbled upon this, before I started the channel, I was getting into the omnibus hobby and I stumbled upon the Boys definitive editions, which were slipcase, more akin to the DC Absolute format. I read this story and it blew me away, man. I love Garth Ennis. He's such a raunchy, fun storyteller. And this was a story about what if superheroes were really assholes and the companies that they worked for really had to cover everything up and not let the public know how they really act behind closed doors. And then you have this team of the Boys led by Butcher, who have obviously motive to keep these guys in check, but it's also kind of the right thing to do. It's almost like Who Watches the Watchmen, but in a much more violent, adult-themed type of book. You got MM here, you got Huey, and if you guys have watched this show, I mean, they've done a great job of adapting this story. I mean, sure, there are subtle changes here and there, what have you, but for the most part, they really nailed the essence of this book. You can see the art is consistent throughout, and this book just blows away boundaries. I mean, they do stuff in this book that when I first read it, I had just got back into comics, and I couldn't believe the stuff that was in this book, but it was refreshing. It was fun, definitely adult themed, fond memories of reading this first. So let's finish looking at Volume 1, and we'll look at some of the bonus materials in the back. So you have variant covers, sketches and designs. A lot of bonus material here, guys. So some of the stuff I can't really show. All right, as far as the binding, it's nice and tight, but it still has some give on the eye there, so definitely well constructed. Here we have the insane dust jacket cover for Volume 2, which I've heard people say the white is throwing them off on the cover here, but you know, at least the spines all match up. Again, you get the issues on the back. Volume 2 collects issues 31 through 47. It also has Herogasm 1 through 6 and Highland Laddie 1 through 6, which I believe Herogasm is going to be happening in Season 3 of the show. Like I said, Volume 2 with the same hardcover. We'll open that up a little bit. So you have a similar cover page here, giving you the file theme. That's pretty cool. The creators. Again, table of contents, which bonus materials are collected, and then jumping right into it, Homelander from the comics. Now, what I will tell you is Homelander in the show, a million times scarier. The actor who plays Homelander kills it, man, and definitely brings justice to the character. But still, man, very dark scenes with Homelander in the comics as well. Violent, gory. The female is brutal in this. Herogasm is kind of like, if I recall, and I haven't read this story in a long time, basically this big party where supes just go and just wild out, big orgy, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, death and murder and stuff as well. So just insane. The female, they did a great job of portraying her in the show as well, man. And they gave a little bit of her origin there. As we can see, we have Soldier Boy here, which we just got in the show as well. But you can tell by the artwork, man, it's meant to be almost cartoonish, but violent and graphic and gory at the same time. So that's what's so crazy about this book. And then the dialogue, man. You gotta love Garth Ennis. If you ever read anything of his, you know what I'm talking about. He's funny, he's raunchy, he doesn't hold anything back or pull any punches. All right, and then again to the back here, sketches, scripts, variant covers. We're not going to go through everything. We'll leave some for you guys to see on your own, but you get the idea of what's collected here in the back. Then lastly, Volume 3 has Old Butcher Boy on the front here. Again, thumbnails on the back showing all the issues. Finishing the run, collecting issues 48 through 72. It also has the miniseries The Boys, Butcher, Baker, and the Candlestick Maker, issues 1 through 6. And again, just talking about the creators. I like how all the books were uniform here with the same black cover with the red blood splatter. I really like that. I've seen somebody comment that they might put these on the shelves without the dust jackets, which I can see that as well. All right, so uniform with the design here, love it. They did also put out 6 soft cover omnibus, which collects the whole run. Look, the Frank Miller homage. So yeah, 6 slipcase absolute edition style books, 6 trade paperback style omnibus, and then boom, finally the 3 omnis to collect this whole entire run. I would say definitely pick it up. Even if you watch the show, to spot the differences, that, you know, there's obviously a lot they can do in comics that's hard to translate to the show, even though they've been doing a bang up job. You guys get the idea. We'll flip through a little bit more. More of the same here. The scripts, the variants, the design and sketches, and more. And there we have it, guys. Finally, The Boys in the standard omnibus format. Awesome to own. As far as the release dates, Volume 1 came out this week, the week of June 22nd. So your retailers, I'm sure you've probably seen them in shops. Next week, Volume 2 comes out, and then the following Volume 3. So you can definitely support your LCS, pick it up locally or whatever. But the Kickstarter is there to really offset the cost of Dynamite printing these in North America. In order to get these out quick, they wanted to make sure they printed them locally, and that's almost double the price. So the Kickstarter's there to offset that, but also to offer a lot of additional perks to you guys. So definitely support Dynamite any way you can, whether it's through your LCS, whether it's through the Kickstarter. I have the link in the description if you want to back that. But besides that, let me know what you think about the omnibus in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about the show. And thanks for watching, y'all. Stay minty fresh. Peace.